let's go to the big game though. Let's forget about Chelsea, man. We're small fish. We're small fish in this. Liverpool United. What a game. What a game. Let's talk about the game first of all, and then we'll talk about some of the other things and some of the comments after the game. But it was a really good performance, Kojo, from a United perspective. It showed again that there is a level that United can step up to when it matters, and it's a shame that they don't do this more consistently as well. Do you feel like Amarin's slowly getting his, I don't know if his method is the right word, but his ideas correct on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I keep telling you, Basil, and anyone else that listens to me that I'm not panicking is because I'm confident that he will get his way across with the team, and it speaks volumes that he said that this is his first full week of training. The guy's been here about
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, just 2 months.
And it's his first full week of training with the squad now, and you can see the differences now. The reason why I'm also saying I'm not going to get carried away is because it's not long ago that we beat City 2-1 at the Etihad, and we're talking about that being the maybe the chance that he can start turning things around. We went on wretched form after that. Man United, the key things that changed in this game were we had a competent left side. Dalot finally was doing his job on the left side, so it added balance to the attacking side of our team, and he was doing his work defensively as well. That was number one. Number two, we had Ugarte back in that midfield, and he does everything in terms of just being the engine in that midfield. He's a disruptor, so he's very key in that. Number three, because we had a good balance, you didn't see the ball being rushed over to the right side to get to Ahmad as much. So Ahmad was getting in much better positions on and off the ball. And the key factor that I keep trying to drum into people is, if you look at the games that we've had since he's come in, possession is a lot more better in our hands. We create a lot more chances and take a lot more shots out in games. And the only thing that had me worried yesterday was Liverpool started a little bit bright. Gakpo had his chance. McAllister had his chance. And then we sort of eased into the game a little bit. Diallo should have done better with the cross from Dalot to the header. Højlund, you have to flip and score this. And when those two chances were missed, I had flashbacks to last season and the 7-0, because that's what happened. First 40 minutes, we were in the game. We're doing well. We're creating chances. We're putting them away. Liverpool got one goal and it was done. But again, mentality differences. If we went 2-1 behind in this game last season, it's ending 5-6-1, in my opinion. In this game, we went 2-1 down. Our heads didn't drop. It was like, okay, we need to get back control, build up, got a good goal. These are the key differences. Obviously, it does help as well that 8 or 9 of the Liverpool players were not on it. To be quite frank, they just weren't. They weren't on it. McAllister,
the whole team.
No. McAllister was good. I think McAllister is due.
I'm joking.
Yeah, McAllister was good. Van Dijk was solid when he needed to be solid. When things came his way, he dealt with it. But the whole rest of the squad were just very off it, and that obviously helps. Obviously, them conceding 2 goals and not having their best game doesn't speak good for United, but at the same time, they're the team in form, United are the team not in form. So it's a good result. It's a good point. And I'm satisfied. But I'm not getting carried away because, like I said, we beat City 2-1. A lot of people thought that was going to be the change in fortunes. This is a good result, but you now need to bounce back in the next one. So FA Cup, get the win. Southampton at home, my gosh, you better smash them, please. Southampton at home, it has to be a smash. But yeah, I'm happy, man.
I don't think Damon is as happy as you are as United fan.
He's fuming.
He's fuming. What went wrong, Damon? Because obviously, I know Szoboszlai was ill, wasn't he? I don't think he was part of the team yesterday. I'm not saying he was missed, but Curtis Jones didn't have the best game in that midfield yesterday, I don't think. Obviously, they're going to talk about Trent as well. I personally think Trent's been made a scapegoat, not just for this game. I think overall, a lot of things have gone wrong for Liverpool, contracts wise, in terms of that. But what went wrong for Liverpool? Was it just an off day, a blip?
We weren't up for it. Not from minute one. I mean, to not be up for Man United is a worry, and I think this is a big warning now for the season. We could go, it's all been roses. a lot of Liverpool fans don't like criticism on the team and say, no, it's all cracking with this point clear. But we've been playing like this in a few games this season. I'll be absolutely honest with you. And we've been grinding out results through mentality. We've been getting the results over the line. We've battered Tottenham, battered West Ham. They're the good games. But a game like this, we need to grind it out. And like you said, everyone across the pitch barred McAllister, really. Virgil was all right, I thought. Everyone else, shit. And you can't be shit in this game. No. He mentioned Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones, I didn't even see him. He was that bad. And this is the problem with Curtis Jones. I said it yesterday. Everyone wants him to do well. He plays well in one game, and he's like, yes, this is the level that you can go to. And he doesn't do it enough. He doesn't do it consistently enough. He has games like this where he ghosts. Miss Soberslide, but you shouldn't have to miss Soberslide against Man United. And that's no offence to Man United. The way they're playing right now, we should have been doing way better. We were shit, and we've got a draw. That just tells everything where the difference between Man United and Liverpool right now. But even like going 2-1 up, I was never confident of seeing over the line. I just thought Man United were always in the game. They played really well. I thought they played the best in terms of the first 10-15 minutes. I thought they started much more brighter. Then we started getting chances. I didn't like how aggressive we were going forward. Like I think it was in the first half. Something really pissed me off in the first half where we were going forward on a break. It was a break on the right wing, and within seconds we ended up back at the halfway line with a Karate on the ball. And it's like, this is a break. I don't know if it's tactics. Is that what Slots tell them to do? Because obviously he's telling them to calm down a little bit. Is a bit more of a slower build up in terms of going forward. And Klopp's like, if you're on a break, go for it. And I don't like that. I saw weakness in Slot yesterday, and I ain't seen weakness in Slot recently. I ain't seen really much weakness in Slot this season. He failed to bring Trent off when he should have brought him off ages ago. And that's not, again, Trent's not scapegoat here. He was shocking.
Oh yeah, it was.
So was everyone else. So was everyone else.
He was bad.
But with 6 points. It's hard though, isn't it? With 6 points clear, and I'm here being pissed off at it. I think it's because it hurts more because it's Man United.
It's the game. Yeah, it's the game.
But absolute missed opportunity for us.
I think it's that as well. I think it's obviously the game, but things can change very quickly in this league. I'm not saying that Liverpool will go on to drop many points, but I just think 6 points with a game in hand as well. We've got to remember that. But we've seen last season, Everton, again, are a team that can just turn up sometimes when they want to. And if they're on the occasion, on the day, if they want it more than Liverpool, they might get a result. And then it is 6 points. And then you look at, dare I say Forest, but if Nottingham Forest continue the form that if they win tonight, for instance, against Wolves, it's the gap's closing.
We've got our game left. Yeah. We've still got to go to like City. We've still got to play Arsenal. We've got next 2 games of Forest and Brentford away, and they're not easy.
Yeah, well, tough games. But I want to, because obviously I talk to a lot of Liverpool fans. Sometimes when I don't want to, sometimes when I want to, but it is what it is. But a lot of them, it's frustrating, trust me. Some of them, a lot of the time, they're saying things like, and this is before the Madrid bid, so let me get that in before as well. But ever since this whole thing about Trent potentially wanting to lead to Madrid, he's now become the shittest right back in the world, and he's this, he's that, and all the rest of it. And I just feel like a lot of the time, it's the narrative that's been put out there by people that are Liverpool fans, content creators, whatever else. Jamie Carragher yesterday, like I said in the group chat, like just things like that plant seeds in certain people's heads, like fans' heads, and says, actually he's not the best at this, or he's not this, or he's not that, we don't need him. Sometimes I think don't just cut your losses with a player, because I remember when Sadio Mane was leaving Liverpool and then was like, we don't really need him anyway. And then as soon as he left, you realise how much you actually needed Sadio Mane. Like, he was a really good player. He went on notice a lot at Liverpool, but then when you didn't have him in a team and he was obviously at Bayern Munich, you noticed how much you needed him. So I'm not saying Trent is the be all and end all at all. I'm not saying, Conor Bradley can't do a job there, because I think I've said on here many, many times before, Conor Bradley's a very good defender. Defensively, I think he's actually better than Trent. But I do think this whole thing about now, because obviously the bid came in, I think New Year's Eve, didn't it, from Real Madrid, Carragher's comments yesterday were fucking shocking, man. They were the fact that he's even allowed still to be on Sky Sports, spitting in a girl's face, all the rest of it. I wouldn't even have him as a Liverpool ledge. I wouldn't even have him as a Liverpool fan, let alone ledge. I'd tell him to stop supporting the club. Like he's disgraceful. That man is like, he's got a vendetta against. When he's got an agenda against someone, you see it. It's clear. He doesn't hide it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his issue is with Trent, and Daniel Sturridge, credit him, because yesterday he put him on the spot and said, what is it? Is it the 20 mil or is it the fact that he's going on a free that you don't like? And he didn't even answer the question. But I'm going to come to you first, Damon. What do you think about the whole situation with Trent? Is he being made a scapegoat? Yes, he was poor yesterday. Let's not dance around that. He was awful yesterday. But also, surely the club should be doing everything in their power, not just sign him, more so Mo Salah. I mean, why is it different from Mo Salah? Why are people not digging out Darwin Núñez, who's been at the club for 3 years now and hasn't really shown any progress? Why are we still allowing Andy Robertson to get away with poor performances at left back? Why are we allowing the club FSG not to sign Zubimendi, not to sign Moises Caicedo, not to get Jude Bellingham over the line, but to still build a stand and then bring more money into their pockets? You know, they've increased the capacity and filling their pockets, but they're not putting that onto the pitch as well. So what is it? What's going on at Liverpool?
It's narratives, agenda-based. It's all Carragher didn't say a bad word about FSG. Neville's called FSG out on overlap a couple of times. The people that they get on the overlap, they call FSG out. It's all about, you know what, I'll go have this proper conversation about FSG because I think it's more, there's a big channels out there, isn't there? And they get access to the club. And I get it. I get, like, they don't call FSG out in case they lose access to the club, and that's, you know, that they've got to make money. That's their families they're feeding. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just think it's the uncomfortable conversation about them because they did save us technically by buying us, and they brought us Klopp, and they have done some great things. And I'm not agenda pushed here because I'll praise them for a lot of things, but it's quite clear now, and it's becoming quite clear for me. Quite clear years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote an article on it. They don't care about the club. That's and they're happy to let these free contracts go to the last and leave them and let them leave because Firmino left for free. You know, Ensign Fabinho left for free. Gerrard left for free under them. So they're not asked about keeping players. You know, as long as they can cut costs at any point. And if Salah goes, they won't replace him.
Yeah,
you can't say no.
You've got to replace us. How many goals and assists? Yeah, they got to. And this is why I can't believe there's not more outrage on the fact that Mo Salah's contract has come to this point. Everyone's focusing on Trent. If I was Trent, I'd be packing my bags today. I'd be saying, Madrid, get me out of it, because Liverpool fans don't actually deserve Trent anymore. They actually don't. I'm not saying it. Like I said, he's not the be all and end all, but the way that they're treating the player that they call one of their own, nah.
I think,
yeah, go on, Kojo, go on, mate.
Sorry, I was just going to say I've got a theory on that because I feel like when a player comes through the developmental and this was one of our own and all this and all that stuff, when they dare look elsewhere, it's almost like they're committing the ultimate sin, and it's like there's an idea that if you've come through the system, we've given you everything, so you must stay with us by any means necessary. Newsflash, it doesn't matter who you are. When Real Madrid come calling, they'll do every other tactic in the world. And to be quite frank, when you're a young player growing up from years ago to these days today, Real Madrid is the club. Even if you love a club, even if you support a club to the day that you die, Real Madrid come calling, it's very hard to say no. It is very, very, very hard to say no. And I'm not saying it's impossible. There also has to be a bit of these fans need to really look deeper. And as you said with FSG, you can't allow 3 top players' contracts to run to this extent and then expect the players to sign at the very last moment. And
where's the outrage for that? That's the bit I don't get. There's no outrage
for me. It's disrespect. I think it's disrespect.
There's no outrage.
They've basically said, look, you can talk to other clubs. So where's like I said it like. Where's that is disrespect on them 3 saying, you know, we don't really care about you that much, really. That's what it's saying to me. Because you can talk to other clubs. If you want to talk to other clubs, and Real Madrid haven't done anything wrong here.
This is
because I'd be doing it if I was in Real Madrid's position. I'd have put a bid in.
But that's how you got Virgil. Remember you got Virgil as well. Virgil's being spoken to. Yeah. Southampton had to come out and say, look, these lot are trying to take the piss, and they're trying to speak to our player. And then Liverpool had to put out a statement, if you remember, and I think they apologised to Southampton, and then the bid came through anyway. But my point is that there's no outrage from fans at FSG, or there's no, some of these, people that are affiliated very closely to the club, the people that you, like you said, are going to the training ground or whatever. The Carragher's, who's clearly affiliated with Liverpool Football Club, he can't come out and speak about it. He should though. If he was like, because Gary Neville does it for United. Gary Neville's been doing it how long about the Glazers and all the rest of it. He's been coming out and talking shit about his owners and saying, look, these owners are scandal, they're criminals, they're crooks. Why isn't he doing the same? But he's pushing one player because his excuse was because he could be lifting the Champions League as a Liverpool legend. Trent's already a Liverpool legend. He's won everything. What more can he do? It
could have won way more if it weren't for the ownership, if I'm honest. And the protection of FSG, you know, guys, like my feelings on FSG, and this whole protection has got to the point where fans like me are being belittled because I have that viewpoint on the ownership, because we have won anything under them or whatever, saying they've made us successful. By the way, if anyone researches the 13 years before FSG, we just won the same amount of trophies in the 13 years before than 13 years of FSG. The only difference is we've won the Premier League. Do the research. We won 2 FA Cups, we won the Champions League, we won the UEFA Cup, we won League Cups a few times. So all this FSG has made us successful is bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same.
Liverpool built on success, and that's not being entitled or anything like that. And FSG has done fantastic stuff. They've done the training ground, the stand. They brought Klopp in. They've got football structure underneath. I've always said they like the Glazers, but they've got football structure underneath, which Glazers didn't do. But they are mindful on just business only and money making only. That's what the Glazers were. For me, the whole Trent situation, it was shocking yesterday, and I'll be the first one to say it because I'm the biggest Trent fan out there. But I think this agenda against Trent has been coming from rivals for a long time. But I think Liverpool trying to jump on that. A lot of Liverpool fans are jumping on that now because it looks like he's going to Madrid. I think that's a lazy way to look at it for me.
No, I'd agree. Kojo, what do you think Trent should do in this situation? Because obviously when he came off what, 83 minutes. He got booked for a pullback on the lit, I think it was, and then he got hooked for Connor Bradley. A couple of the fans, I've seen a couple of videos where they were giving him some verbals as he was coming off, like sitting down on the bench and whatever else. What does Trent do now? What does Arne Slot do now? Does he continue to play him, or does he potentially consider taking him out of the team, put Connor Bradley, take him out of the limelight a little bit?
Play him, play your football. That's it. If he's not done well in training and Connor Bradley deserves to start, Connor Bradley will start. It's that simple. That's how it should work. Nothing should change it. Look, that's a fickle. That's a very fickle. If by any miracle we today's what, the 6th. If Trent announces today that he's signing a contract with Liverpool, everything we forgiven.
I don't know. No. I was going to bring this point. I don't think they will. I think now he's flirted with Real Madrid. I don't think they will.
Yeah, he has flirted with Real Madrid, but the facts are. The reason why he's able to even do this in the first place is because the club have let it get this far.
Oh, I agree. But
the fact is,
these Scouse fans are different. I'm telling you.
People like Carragher are on national TV saying stuff like, "Oh well, his family must have known the bid was coming in and all that stuff." Well, even if Trent had called Mr. Perez and said, "Hey, Mr. Perez, please don't put a bid in," Mr. Perez would be like, "Who do you think?
We're doing it? We're doing it anyway."
They want They can make a bid of 20 million or less because he's got 6 months left in his contract. A player of that quality should never go for that kind of fee. But because you let it get this far, he can be bid for by that much, unfortunately. You can absolutely reject it, but you can't be mad at it. So, as far as I'm concerned, if honest, look, he had a bad game. It is what it is.
But who doesn't as well? Do you know what I mean? Like, name a player that plays consistently.
Yeah, if you're not training well, Connor Bradley will play. Connor Bradley's back. He's back from injury, and you know how talented the boy is. He's very good as well. So it's not it's not gonna. We'll miss you, but he's good enough to be in a position where he won't be like a huge detriment losing you like that. So he can play. These things happen, and the reason I said they're fickle is because And the reason I said that they will love him again is because, look, this happens in football all the time. Players will talk to this club, this club, this club, this club, this club. It happens in football. Agents will talk to this club, this club, this club. And people will hear things and they'll think, oh, this guy's disloyal or this, that, and the other. Then he signs the contract. 3 or 4 good games later, I love this guy again. This is what they do. This is what they do. So I'm not surprised.
We had Gerrard shirts burnt, by the way. We had Gerrard shirts burnt because he was going to Chelsea until he literally turned around and like.
It's a different time now. You know why it's different? And shout out to Jamie Phillips as well. I'm going to get to that comment in a second, but it's different now because like social media is a powerful tool. And when it was Gerrard, we didn't have social media as it is now. I don't think, even if he signs a deal, I think Liverpool fans will look at him differently as they did before this whole nonsense came about. For me personally, I don't think there's a way back for him. He can sign a deal. And we don't even know if this is another annoying thing as well. We don't even know if there's negotiations going on. Liverpool might not have even offered him a deal. They might have just said, you know what, we're not going to offer you a deal. And he's kind of being called out for all these things when we don't know what's happening. And I was trying to say this on Twitter the other day and got called a rat for it. But of all things, imagine calling me a rat. Crazy.
This is what I'm saying. Man, them need to focus on the ball because, like, it all comes out in the end. Now you've got Ashley Cole many years later saying, "Look, they offered me a contract." I said, "Yeah." I accepted it. Then when we came back, they reduced everything and said, "We're not going to give you this anymore." You got Van Persie, who was slaughtered for making a move to Man United, and then out of nowhere, they're now hearing an interview that he said, "Look, I want to stay here, but I just need to know that you're going to bring in better players to improve us so we can push for a title." And the club told him no, so he left.
Yeah.
These things happen. And people like Damon and other ones who have their eyes open, Liverpool they've been successful, and they could be even more successful if FSG were really focused on making Liverpool that much better. We sat here on this podcast, bro. We all sat on this podcast and we all spoke about the fact that why is Klopp leaving? Klopp has what he has at Liverpool. He's built it there. What is the reason of him leaving? It can't be just, I need a break. There has to be an underlying factor here. There has to be something that the board is not letting him do. And you look at the window that Liverpool had under Slot, and it tells you a lot. They've got a good team. He's a good manager. He's built on that team, but there's something that they're not doing that Klopp was not happy with. That he left. Klopp is not someone I don't feel like. I don't think he's like a Pep who doesn't win a league title and then just crumbles under the pressure and then takes a sabbatical. Klopp loves the game.
He loves the city. He loved the club. He loved the city.
If anyone remembers, when he was at Dortmund, he even said, "If I ever leave this club, the only other club I'd ever consider going to in England is Liverpool because of the similarities. There's a passion there." He doesn't now have that passion and suddenly say, "I don't need it anymore." There's something happened there, and it's ownership, and that's why Trent is in a situation. That's why Salah's in a situation, and if people forget, Van Dijk also hasn't got his contract signed yet. There are 3 of the top players that have helped Liverpool become very successful, and you left them be in this scenario. It's an FSG problem. It's not a player problem. They need to wake up.
100%.
Wake up.
Just while we got the chats here, so Jamie Phillips, football chats, has put the problem is Trent put in that performance in after Madrid put their transfer offer in. He played like he didn't care. It might be one of. I love Trent, but we all do. We need to sort his future out ASAP. It definitely looks like it's affecting him more than Salah or Virgil van Dijk at the moment. And this is my thing. I think it is affecting him, which is why I think he put in a really bad performance yesterday. But for the fans to get on top of him, moan that he puts in a bad performance, moan that he can talk to clubs, moans that the offer's coming in from another club, I don't see how anyone can not point the finger at FSG for that. Because if that contract...
This is the same battle I've been battling for 4 years. But if the contract's signed... I'm absolutely tired.
If they offered him a deal that was lucrative, that is what he wants, and that Salah wants, and Virgil van Dijk wants, none of this happens. We wouldn't even be calling him out for anything. Obviously, I don't call him out for anything, but certain Liverpool fans are calling him out for this and that. It wouldn't be happening because surely you want to secure your 3 best, like Kojo said, the 3 best players at the club. You want to secure those deals down before we even get to this point where we're sat here talking about where is he going to end up. Like, it wouldn't even be happening. To let Mo Salah go and the goals and assists that he puts in for Liverpool, to me personally, if that happens, I said it a couple of months ago, that would be the worst free transfer in history of
football. Unforgivable. And the thing is, right, mate, these people that protect FSG to the point where it's just beyond weird for me now. That they blame everyone else but FSG. Even when Klopp got all the power, and yeah, Klopp shouldn't have had the power, and he bought Nunes, he did that, he took over the thing. But who gave him the power? Even that, into the point of like, who gave him the power? He didn't give himself the power.
What do you think on Nunes? What do you think on Nunes? Because I feel that he's a player that, again, if I was going to direct any anger towards a player, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at someone like Robertson, who's consistently, for me, been really poor for Liverpool. I might be wrong, but Nunes, 3 years at the club, not really showing any signs of progression. I'm looking at him. I'd even say Alisson, since he came back. I would have put Carragher in goal yesterday, if I'm honest as well. I don't think Alisson's been that good of a goalkeeper as he has been over the seasons. Carragher, I thought, has been really good. I've always said he's too good to be a number 2. Like like for me personally, it just seems like there's one agenda against Trent because he's a local lad from Liverpool, and that's what it comes down to, which is fine. But let the boy play his football, because all you're doing is causing more. I don't know. Let's go back to Nunes. Let me ask you both. What do you think on Nunes? Is he good enough to be at Liverpool?
I can't say no. And that happens. That happens. No, that happens. It's just not good enough for Liverpool. That happens. It is a waste of money. And it's just some of the things he does is just stupid. Like even the elbow. Yeah, what he is doing. Another one. Chiesa was just a cheap option. That's all the money we probably had to spend. So we just got a cheap option. It's a good buy if he's fit. He's a good buy because he's a class player on his day. But that's what we've got to do under FSG. You've got to look at the bargain bin.
What do you think?
That's the only thing we could do, and that's that we have these $500,000 signings down then because it's panic buyers or it's just another $500,000. That's what it is. I mean, this is and people say, we never get our buyers wrong. Like that. Look at $500,000. Look at Chiesa. We've got Ben Davies and Kabak when we lost our defence, and we got Ben Davies and Kabak. Yeah. We're top of the league, by the way. But at that point, we're top of the league. We're happy with Ben Davies and Kabak, and everyone said, "Oh, that's it. What else can we do? We're waiting for Kanate." But we're through a season, and this is what we do under FSG. We've got to throw seasons because, and I swear, these FSG inners or whatever they are, these protectors, they better pray that we don't ruin the season. They better pray